Hi everyone, it's Xarin. Welcome back to my channel, Smitten Kittens. And today's video is another sewing video and it's all about curtains or sa Tagalog, kurtina. I'm going to show you kung paano magtahi ng kurtina na may grommet or eyelet para sa curtain rod at kung magkano nagastos ko dito, kung anong materials ginamit ko dito at kung anong tela ang nababagay para sa kurtina. If you're interested, please keep watching. Now, first off, let's start with materials. You'll need your fabric and a curtain grommet kit. Of course, you need your sewing machine and your thread as well. Para sa kurtinang to, I will be using Euro or Thai silk. Euro fabric is commonly used sa mga kurtina. You can see that they have this kind of pattern over here. I get asked a lot kung anong tela ang pwede para sa kurtina and ang masasabi ko lang, you can use whatever you want kahit ano actually. Kung gusto nyo gumamit ng maong, go lang, hindi ko kayo pipigilan. But I'm going to say a few ones that are commonly used. First off, organza or frosted organza, Gina and printed Gina. These ones are medyo sheer or manipis but they're commonly used if you want yung medyo manipis na kurtina. Kurtina, Kurtina, or Euro are also commonly used. These are medium weight, katamtaman. You can also use blackout fabric, brocade, or jacquard fabric is also used. These ones are the more heavyweight or mas makapal na kurtinas that are bagay if you really want to block the sunlight. But don't forget, you can use whatever you want. I've made curtains using scraps na nabili ko sa bangketa or sa DV or sa live selling. Now let's talk about curtain grommet kits. They can be bought online from Shopee. It comes with the white strip and plastic rings. You can pick between silver or gold plastic rings. I picked the gold ones and it's usually 30 pesos a yard on Shopee. For these plastic rings, you don't need any special tools to use them. You just put the circle into place and then press it down and it kinda snaps on, as you can see here. So that's how you use them. Alright, the curtain I'm making is for a window about 50 by 58 inches. Since it's usually up against a bed or table, I don't really want it to be floor length. Most curtains sa market ay floor length, so I make ours para sakto sa sukat ng windows namin. The nice thing about making your own curtains is you can always customize it to fit yung size ng window mo. Now, the basic shape ng kurtina is really just a rectangle. I cut out my fabric and here you can see I'm serging the edges. Serging is not required but I like to do it. Tutupi naman natin yung fabric later so it doesn't really matter if you don't do it, but I just like to do it because it adds a little bit of stability to the edge para hindi madaling matastas as I go. And here's a pro tip, wash your fabrics before you start sewing. Since I buy from bulk live selling or minsan sa bangketa, yung fabric has usually been exposed to a lot of dust and dirt. This also helps you see ahead of time if magfi-fade ba or magbi-bleed ba yung color. Now here you can see I folded the top part of the fabric. I fold it thick enough to accommodate the white strip and I pin it into place with my sewing clips. You don't really need to fold the top of your fabric, but my fabric is medyo thin, so I fold it para may reinforcement or it's strong enough to hold the strips later on. Here, I just put them into place with my clips. Then we're going to be sewing them. So I start sewing the strips down here at the sides and sa bottom part ng strips. I don't sew starting at the top part because later on I'm going to be using the top part to maneuver cutting down holes dito for our rings. Some people like to mark out the holes first and cut out the holes ng fabric, pero the fabric tends to move around as I sew, so minsan hindi natatapat yung holes. So I recommend sewing it in place first on one side para hindi gumalaw yung fabric as you're marking them. Over here, I already marked the holes and then I cut out the holes. As you can see over here, tapat sila nung silver rings. And there you go. You do that for all the holes in your fabric. Make sure to check that they match each ring. And now I'm going to test snapping on one of the gold rings. Ayan. That's how I know sakto siya. When you've made sure that all holes you cut out fit into place and sakto dun sa rings, you can now seal in the rings by sewing in yung top part niya. And when you're done with sealing the top part ng strip into place, you now just work on your hems sa sides and sa bottom. I just fold in the raw edge and then go through it with a straight stitch. And here is it when it's done. After you sew in the seams, you just have to attach or snap on the rings. So here are the rings and you can see the back view. And it's so satisfying snapping on the rings after everything is done. And here's the finished curtain. Kinabit ko na siya sa bintana ko. You can see, I don't want it to the floor. I custom made it for this window. And we're gonna try opening it. Here you go. It slides easily because of the Grommet Rings. So thank you guys for watching. That's it for this video. I hope natuto kayo kahit papano and you learned how to make a curtain today. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, please follow my YouTube channel and happy crafting!